Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is going to be a little update on the pattern that will be occurring. So I know many people are wanting spring right now, and as I'm recording this, it is Sunday. You can't really see the time, but it's 3:16 p.m. the 3rd of March 2019, and wow, it's the winter's dragging on for a long time. I mean, we're just minutes away, or hours away, I should rather say, from a giant polar vortex hitting our area here in the Midwest. And this, I won't really be focusing on that in particular. I will go over it briefly though. But yeah, very very cold temperatures in general. Negatives below zero, definitely a possibility, and just very wintry pattern, and it will continue, it seems, at this point. The indications that a warmer pattern later on in the next month or two is not as strong as they were earlier. Not in a month or two, I meant to say week or two, are not as strong as earlier were showing the models, but it definitely, things are going to get better. So if you're a snow lover, you're going to be happy because there's still going to be quite a bit of snow. If you're a warm weather lover, just keep your hopes there, because we're in this time of the year where within a month, April 3rd, within a month, today's March 3rd, within a month we will be looking at 60s, 70s potentially in severe weather. So if you'd like to support this channel, you could do so by subscribing. If you'd like to become a Patreon, you could do so. I think the last video I forgot to put it in the description box. I'll do that this time. That's if you're interested. Again, thank you for all the support. So let's just go through this one by one. So right now we're seeing Winter Storm Scott. I know I told you guys I was going to make another video, but I was just so damn busy that I just could not fit in another video. So at this point, it's just basically, we're just going to quickly go over it. So the snowfall totals have increased for New York City and Boston. Generally 8 to 9 inches seems to be the average, the norm. However, the closer you are to the coast, like Long Island or Nantucket, Cape Cod, you may get a little bit of less snow, and that's because of the warming from the Atlantic Ocean. The warm air will blow on and kind of eat away at the cold air and make the snow transition to rain. Still a couple of inches possible in those areas, but mainly right along the coastal areas and the interior Northeast as well. Let's quickly go to snowfall totals, shall we? Let's go to precip and moisture. Let's go to total snowfall accumulations, and we will see this. And you can see that we see around 6-7 inches, fairly common. Let's go to the northeastern United States and look at that. Some green amounts right there. I would not be too confident on this, because I'd say this is maybe a little bit further to the north, and that's because there may be a little bit of mixing in these areas. But a foot of snow in some locations is definitely a possibility. Just exactly where is hard to say. This is the HER model, one of the highest resolution models and best ones in my opinion out there. And this goes through basically the whole entire storm. Okay, so a little bit left. And let's go back to total snowfall. You could see generally a really good dose amount of snow. 6 inches for New York City. New York City will be right on the border. Sorry about that microphone. Never mind. So New York City will be right on the border between the heavier snow and the lighter snow, towards Long Island, the eastern end of Long Island, and the heavier towards western and northwestern Long Island, and then Boston, Connecticut, Rhode Island getting heavily slammed by this system. The interior Northeast, not ridiculously great amounts of snow. They will see snow 2 to 3 inches, but doesn't seem like a big system for you. You've definitely gotten bigger systems before that have come from the west. I think a couple days ago you even got one that was 4 inches that dropped. This one's not going to be too huge, but definitely several inches is possible still. So let's go back now quickly to the regions. Let's go to the continental United States. Let's go to the GFS model, and let's just go in time and let's see what's gonna happen in the next several days. So in terms of the snowfall, so we see Winter Storm Scott. We see maybe a little bit of snow to the north, some scattered snow showers, nothing big. We see another system right into the west. You could see higher elevations getting quite a bit of snow actually. 4 or 5 inches. Sorry, 4, 5, 6 inches lower elevations less. Not a huge storm, but it does produce a wave out here in the plains that ejects out and produces a nice little swath of snow across central Iowa, central Illinois, and northern Nebraska. And again, over half a foot is maybe possible. This doesn't really affect the Northeast too much. You can see the snowfall totals don't change with this system at all, really. Then we see a bigger system go on around this is Friday, March 8th. We see a bigger snowstorm go on to the west, and this does evolve into a fairly large system out here in the plains. And look at that, it's potentially quite a good dose of snow right here, maybe some double digits amounts. And then we see just things continue with heavy snow and just active pattern filled with snow and cold for this time of the year. So that's the storm we were talking about, the one that was stronger. And this is the first one that was that wave across central Illinois, Iowa, and Nebraska that moves out. You can see very very minimal impacts for the Northeast, and this is still far out, but we're just speculating kind of what could happen, since this is a sort of a long range outlook talking about the pattern. This storm is very strong. This this would be next weekend, Sunday, March 10th. And you can see very heavy snow. Where this exactly sets up, we don't know. This could be a little bit further to the south. A couple of model runs ago, this was showing the heavy snowfall here in central Illinois, northern Missouri. Now it's up here in Minnesota and southern Wisconsin and Iowa. But wherever this does, quite a bit of snow seems to be likely. Northeast, not a big snow event for you guys, mainly rain. And then we see another system. You could see a little bit more rain with this one, and not as strong potentially, but bringing in some of that warmer air. But then you can see we're still below average of 540 lines right there, and we still see snow, and it's not really looking good for the snow lovers at all. But let's go to the thermodynamics. Let's go to 2-meter temperatures anomalies, and that tells you where it's above or below average at what given time. Here's the time. The blues mean below average, the reds mean above average, and the brighter the blues, or turning into a purple or pink, as you can see by this, the colder or more below average it will be, and the more below average it will be, the more colder it will be. So if we go into the if we go into time, we see that this is what the polar vortex I was talking about. Very chilly temperatures. This is Monday, March 4th, 2019. So tomorrow, if you're watching this video on Sunday, or if you're watching this video on Monday, then that's today. Very chilly. Look at that. Those colors are so bright. That's pink, -60, -20. Very chilly temperatures, below average. That's why I call this the spring polar vortex. Sorry about that. There's some noises going back in the background, and I'm trying to decipher what's going on, but nothing important. And some of these numbers are going to be fairly ridiculous, and this continues into Tuesday, you could see, but not nearly as strong. But still, we stay in that below average phase for quite some time, and you can see it just continues to stay below average. And then we get a little bit of warming, a push of air with that big system that will have lots of snow to the north and potentially severe weather to the south. And then we get another cool shot, not as strong as a polar vortex, but still yeah, rather chilly. We only get a couple days of above average for most people, unless you live in the southeast or just the south. But anywhere in these regions right here, I would say not much warm air at all, and frankly maybe a couple of days above average. Let's go to thermodynamics, but let's go to the actual temperatures and show you what the actual the actual air temperature is going to be. So we go in time. You can see this is Monday morning, so when you're getting ready for work, school, wherever, whoever you are, wherever you're going, you'll definitely feel this. I mean, look at some of these temperatures: -12, -14 here in northwest Iowa, northeast Iowa, central Wisconsin, -16, -10 central Minnesota, North Dakota, also negative, very cold. And this doesn't really light up that much during the day. Obviously, it's not as cold, but look, this is evening, 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening on Monday, March 4th. And we see that still, the warmest time of the day will be not even getting above 0 for some locations. So very chilly. Everything will freeze up that's standing in water, that has the snow that's potentially melted with the brief warm up we had this weekend. But definitely look at these temperatures down here, guys. You could tell that spring's coming when you have 90s all in the Caribbean. These will slowly start to push up further and further north as this cold jet stream starts to lift back up north, and these storms start to pummel this warm air in. So get ready, because the warm air is definitely coming. We just don't know exactly when, and not for the next 2 weeks at least, it seems. And you could see a brief warm up, but still rather chilly during the nights. Gets down to the single digits for many locations and below freezing for any of the locations that is in the blue, or in the blue. You can see that red line in the blue, that's below freezing. And during the day, though, in the south, Texas, look at that, very nice and warm. Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, South Carolina, Louisiana, and Arkansas, 60s, 50s. Very nice weather. Look at that. Florida, potentially reaching the 90s. We'll just have to see. And then with that brief little warm-up, we see the temperatures go above freezing, but then right back crashing down. So nothing remarkable in terms of temperatures, of warm temperatures yet, but I think we'll soon start seeing the drastic warm up. I mean, we're in this time of the year where, at least I know that my city, Chicago, March is the biggest, or the month where the largest change in average temperatures happen. So we go from, say, an average of 40 in early March to an average of 50, 60 in late March. So it's a time of change, and I like it. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. That's basically all I wanted to show you. This was just one model, but that's basically what all the other models are showing. And I wouldn't have done that without showing you without me looking at the other models first, and then telling you what's going to happen. But the FV3 GFS is a little bit colder than some of the other models. It has a cold bias. The European model tends to show a little bit less snow in the next 10 days, but still, look at that, quite a bit of snow up here in the north, and with that system in the northeast. 8 to 14 day outlook, chillier in the west, warmer in the east. This is from the 11th through the 17th. And then above average for a lot of the U.S. So marked with that below average temperatures and above average precip, that could mean more snow. And I don't know if I could get to this tab, but you can see right here it shows 6 to 10 day outlook, more cold for the west and warm for the south, where those 70s and 60s will be prominent. So thank you guys so much for watching. Consider liking the video, consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.